to the YouTube channel of JJ Prime Reviews, the channel where bots get rated and fans get hyped. So, what figure are we reviewing? My tongue stops working. So, what figure are we reviewing today? Well, we are going to review the Transformers Studio Series 86 Constructicon Hook! Yeah! The next Constructicon of these 86 Constructicons that combine to form Devastator. Man, we're almost there. We are almost there, guys. And is he truly worth having in the collection? Well, let's check him out, shall we? Let's go! Now, before we take a look at the figure itself, we need to take a quick look at the packaging. Now, as far as this packaging goes, I'm going to show it twice because I'm going to show it once here in Hook's review, and then I'm going to show it another time during Long Haul's review because both Hook and Long Haul are in the Commander Class 2 pack. So, yeah, sorry. But anyway. So, coming on the front of the box here, we got a nice picture of Hook and Long Haul together in their robot modes and everything, and I believe that's Megatron himself? I don't know. Transformers Studio Series, Transformers the Movie, Hook, Long Haul, and all that stuff. And the collective combined 305, Devastator, Studio Series, and Transformers the Movie, Devastator himself. And on the side of the box, we got both Hook and Long Haul in their vehicle modes. Autobot symbol again, really. The Transformers the Movie Studio Series. Weird enough, doesn't say Commander Class anywhere. I don't know why, but anyway. On top of the box, we got Hook, Long Haul, Transformers the Movie, and all that stuff. On the back of the box, screen capture from the film itself. And we got Hook, Long Haul, and Hook combined with other Constructicons to form Devastator. Yay! And then the obligatory product shots of both Hook and Long Haul. And but we're gonna focus on Hook today. So anyway, that is basically it for the packaging. We're gonna show it again in Long Haul's review. So moving right along here, we have Constructicon Hook fully transformed into his vehicle mode. And as you can see, he turns into some sort of a crane, and he looks pretty good in his alt mode. Very nicely done, in my personal opinion. Although it's kind of weird that his fists are just blatantly visible in vehicle mode. His fists are just blatantly visible, but hey, they have to be that way because due to transformation, and they have to be flipped out all the way for the vehicle mode, so that it covers that gap there. So it helps that. You do have visible hit syndrome right there, which is unfortunate. But you do have some silver paint on the headlights right there, some purple paint on the windows, windshields, a little bit of purple paint here on the windows, a little bit more on the back here, and got the Decepticon symbol, tempographed right there, and you got his hook right here, and silver paint for the rims, and that is basically it for paint, because there was never much color on Hook's design, you know, as far as the animation model is concerned. There was not much color. He's just green and purple and all that stuff, and you know, he looks pretty good. Looks pretty good for what he is intended to be. So yeah. Now he does have some articulation in vehicle mode. The arm here can actually rotate a full 360 here, and it can actually move up because this is on a hinge. So you can move this down as well. So there's that. The hook here, there is a hinge right here, so it can actually move forward, move back here, and you can slide this, you know, just compress that all the way if you really want to. It's a thing that you can do. And also the crane arm can be removable to add as a weapon for the robot mode. So hey, it's a thing that you can do. So yeah, there's not much to talk about in vehicle mode. He does roll very, very smoothly. I do quite like that. Now, he does come with an accessory for his own. He comes with a gun right here, which is a nice looking gun. I really like this gun. He got a magazine right there, and yeah, there's that. Very cool. Now you can actually store this gun in vehicle mode. There is a peg right on the crane arm, and you use this port to plug it onto it, and just plug this in, and there you go. That is how you store your weapon in vehicle mode. So, but there you go. So let us bring in some size comparisons. So here we have Studio Series 86 Hook compared with the Combiner Wars Hook, and yeah, me personally, I like this one better because it actually has more articulation with the hook and all that. You can actually slide out, slide in, and it's more solid this time around. Has silver rims there. This one, yeah, that's kind of floppy, and that's really loose, and that's not unfortunate, and very, very unfortunate for that. And yeah, I really like this one better. Just like this one so much better, in my personal opinion. Anyway, so anyway, let's move on. And here we have Hook reunited with the other Constructicons we got so far. So we got Scavenger, Bone Crusher, Scrapper, and Mixmaster. And don't they look good? So my tongue stops working again. Oh, they look so good together. That's what I meant to say until my brain shut down. But anyway, but yeah, they look really good together. There's a lot of green and purple. A lot of green and purple. But hey, that's their motif. So yeah, we got one more to go. One more to look at before we can combine them into Devastator. So there you go. That is pretty much it for the ultimate comparisons right here. Okay, yeah, we're pretty much done with the alt mode here. Looks really good in my personal opinion. So let us transform this Hook man into his combined mode. So let's get that going. So first things first, I want to remove the gun, put it off to the side for now, and we can get started. So for the crane arm here, you want to push this in, not all the way. You want to push this in and then just flip this hook here like that, and there we go. And then you want to untab his arms here. Just untab them and just bring them down just like that. And of course you want to flip in the fists for the combined mode. And then you want to bring this arm down, flip in the fist just like so. And of course you want to flip out this clip here. Just flip this out just like that. You want to untab the feet and just bring them down for now just like that, so that you can actually take this and just you want to take the head here and you want to rotate this out just like so. And now you want to take this entire section here, just unclip all this and just extend it all that because it's on double hinges. And now you can take this section here, just bring this over. Actually, before you do that, you want to take this section and to bring this, slide this outward like so, so that you have clearance to get this tabbed into place. And now you can bring this all the way just like so, and then just fold all this up, and that will tab in right there. And then bring the feet up like so. And then what you want to do is you want to open this section up. You want to flip this connector piece out and close that back up. Close that back up. Thank you. And you're going to take this connector piece, flip this out like so. And next thing you want to do, you want to take the head here and just tab it into those two tabs, and rotate the head 180, and then take the head piece here, just flip this out, flip out the face, and then bring this back down. And I think we're done. Are we done? Yes, we're done. Woo, we are done. So there you go. There is Mr. Hook fully transformed into his combined mode. And also I think you have to bring this back up like so. You don't have to use this arm. This one you need to use because there's a tab right here. So, but there you go. That is Hook in his combined mode. He transforms into like a top torso bit for Devastator. And yeah, there you go. Look, it will look like something when we get everything combined. So yeah, there you go. That is it for the combined mode here. So now let us transform Hook into his robot mode. So yeah, so first things first, you want to take this section here. Oh, push the face in. And then you want to untab, you have to rotate the head first like so, and then untab all this like so, and then you want to untab, split all this just like so. And of course you want to just untab this, bring this down first. You have to flip out the fist as well. Flip out the fist, flip out the fist, flip in this clip like so. Take the feet and just bring this out so that you can actually fold all of this back in. Fold all this back in just like so. And then this will tab back in Just like that. Come on. Tap back in, you head. Tap back in. Thank you. Tap back in. There we go. Alright, there we go. Okay, now we can continue on with the robot mode transformation. So now, actually, whoops, forgot. I totally forgot to flip in the connector pieces back in, like so. Flip that back, flip this back in. There we go. And now, you don't have to slide this back. You have to just leave that there. So what you want to do? I have to zoom out the camera so you can see what I'm doing. So take the feet, and you want to untab them, just like so, just like that. And I don't know if I have this fully tabbed in. So no, I don't have this fully tabbed in. There we go. There we go. Now I got fully tabbed in. There we go. Alright, got it. Actually, you want, and now let's continue. So split the legs like here, like so, and then you want to flip out the feet first. Flip out the feet first, and then you want to take this section here and just bring this down, and it's on a double hinge. Just bring this down, and that will feed through, and there we go. We got a leg all done and ready, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And take the other leg, do the same thing on the other side, and just bring all this down. Whoops! Just bring this down, and then bring it down, and there we go. We got his legs pretty much all done and ready. So now for the backpack section, you want to untab this here, like so that you can bring the arms down, just like that. Not sure you can see what I'm doing, so let me raise up the camera a bit. There we go. And take the other arm down, bring the other arm down, just straighten out a little bit, and there we go. And then take this entire section, just bring this down, and I believe that there is a tab that will go into somewhere. Actually, no, you actually have to slide this back. Slide this back, because that's only for combined mode. So, and now that there's a tab, will go into a slot right in there. So just tap this big, just bring this down, and that will tab in right there. And I think we're done. Are we done? Yes, we're done. Woo, we're done. So there you go. That is Hook fully transformed into his robot mode, and he looks pretty dang good in my personal opinion. He's not fully cartoon accurate to the animation model, because Hasbro they kind of redesigned his legs to be more natural like, because in the animation model he didn't have proper feet, so they gave him proper feet this time around. But I appreciate what they're trying to do here. I appreciate that they're trying to make his legs all grayed out, just like the animation model. So yeah, but there you go. There's that. But anyway, let's get him close here so that we can see his head sculpt. Let me raise up the camera a little bit. There we go, and zoom in. Oh, so there we go. That is his head sculpt. It's a very nicely done head sculpt in my personal opinion. Nice red for the visor, silver paint for the face, and got some nice molded details on his chest. No paint, except for the Decepticon symbol right there. And you can see the shins are actually nicely painted with like nice silver-ish paint there. And yeah, I mean, there's not much to write home about in terms of paint, because there's meant to not be much color on Hook himself. So, but whoops, and there's the phone ringing again. I have to pick up the phone. Okay, good. Someone else picked up the phone. Anyway, so I told you the phone can be very, very annoying. But anyway, so yeah, it looks pretty good, my personal opinion. I mean, he does have a backpack here, but you know, I think that's pretty accurate to his design. And yeah, there you go. So as far as articulation goes with this figure, the head is on a ball joint, can rotate a full 360. You have to flip these pieces out so you can get that range of movement there. You can flip these out so you can get the range of movement for the arms. So the arms can actually move in and out. You do have a full 360 of rotation there. You can actually bring this up and hit himself at his head there. so he can do that. You do have a bicep rotation. You do have a double jointed elbow, which is quite nice, and the hands can move inward due to transformation. Nothing at the waist due to the way he transforms. The legs can move up that far, can move back that far. He can pretty much do the full splits and some extra there. You do have a thigh rotation, you do have a knee joint, you do have upward foot movement, and you do have some ankle tiltage right there. So yeah, he's pretty posable for the most part. He lacks the waist swivel, but you know, it is what it is. I don't really care about the waist swivel because most of these Constructicons don't have waist swivels. But there you go. And I really like this extra detail here for the wheel here. I like how they molded in a little bit of extra wheel details so they can complete that look there for the wheels, and that's pretty cool. I do quite like that. So, but there you go. So now he can wield his weapon, and this is very easy. Just plug it into his hand and just wield it, and there you go. He can start shooting some Autobots. I almost said Decepticons. Although he might be careless and, you know, and shoot down his own teammates. I don't know. So yeah, you can actually remove this and just plug this onto his forearm right here, like so. And he has a long arm weapon thing, and yeah, it looks totally ridiculous, but hey, it's a weapon nonetheless. But me personally, I'm just gonna leave this plugged into his back like so, and there you go, and just give him his gun, and that's it. So let's bring in some size comparisons. And here we have Studio Series 86 Hook compared with the Combiner Wars Hook. Now, in my personal opinion, this is just my personal opinion, I personally dig the Studio Series 86 version a lot more than the Combiner Wars Hook. Now, I do appreciate the coloration on the Combiner Wars Hook's chest. That looks nice. But me personally, I kind of like the plain purple, because that's trying to be more cartoon accurate, and I like my figures to be more cartoon accurate as far as my G1 figures go. So I like them to be more cartoon accurate this time around, and you know, he has bicep swivel, so that makes him a lot more articulated than this guy. But that's just me, that's just my personal opinion, to each their own. So let's move on. And there you go, there we have Hulk reunited with the other Constructicons so far. We got Scrapper, Mixmaster, Bone Crusher, and Scavenger. And again, as a collective group, they look really good together in my personal opinion. Very nice set of playable Constructicons. Bone Crusher's still the weakest though, but hey, overall, it's a nice set of Constructicons here, and I can't wait to review Long Haul for you guys so that we can actually combine them into Devastators. So, alright, that is pretty much it for the robot mode comparisons right here. Okay, so here are my final thoughts on the Transformers Studio Series 86 Constructicon Hook right here, and it's a pretty nicely done figure in my personal opinion. The robot mode looks pretty good in my personal opinion. The old mode also looks really good. The combined mode also works quite well. Articulation works pretty well on this figure. He lacks the waist swivel, but I don't really care about it. At least he has the arm articulation, the head movement, the leg movement, and that's all I need for my figures. You know, I don't really need the waist swivel. It's not really a necessity for me. Transformation is pretty smooth, pretty easy to do. It's pretty much the same engineering with the Combiner Wars version, but I like it. I personally like the engineering for this figure, and it's straight to the point. It gets the job done, and yeah. So all in all, it's a very fun figure to mess with. Is he the best Constructicon that I've had? I don't think so, but he's still a lot better than the Combiner Wars Hook, in my personal opinion, because this guy just has better plastic quality, in my personal opinion, and he's just more solid this time around, and he's looking pretty close to the animation model. Closer to the animation model, not 100% cartoon accurate, because the legs are a little bit different here compared to the animation model, but I personally like these legs a lot better than the animation model, so. But that's just my personal opinion. So yeah, all in all, it's a really solid figure, solid hook, and yeah. So if I were to rank this guy from a scale of 1 to 10, I think I'm just gonna give him a solid, maybe an 8 out of 10. Maybe a little bit more color here and there to break up some details, but other than that, solid dude, fun figure. I'm pretty pleased with him. So, all right, so that is pretty much it for today's video review. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you have enjoyed this review, be sure to click that like button down below. Give it a thumbs up. Yay! And of course, if you want to see more reviews on the channel, be sure to click that subscribe button down below, big red and juicy. And of course, while you're at it, click that notification bell icon down below as well, so that you would never miss any of my future videos. And of course, you can always check out my Studio Series Reviews playlist for any videos I may have missed. So I will post the link to that playlist in the description down below. And I think that's pretty much it for me to say. So there you have the Transformers Studio Series 86 Constructicon Hook. And this is JJ Prime signing off. Peace out to all of one, and I'll see you guys next time. Hook!
A leader. The viewers must subscribe to support the cause.
Optimus, they know that, but sometimes you've gotta ask with style. Hey you, yeah, you watching. Smash that subscribe button, or Prime is giving a speech. Again.
I heard that.
Good, now hit the button, before he starts cutting the covenant of Primus.